This is We Have a Problem podcast. I'm Charles Hall, and this is Diamond Hall.
Hey.
I love you, babe. I love you, wifey. Actually, this month we will be married. How many years?
14.
You got it right.
Oh, God. Thank you, Jesus.
You got it right. Happy early anniversary.
Oh, thank
Do
you.
you know what today is? It's not our anniversary, but it's almost our anniversary.
It is almost our anniversary.
I love you so much. It's truly an honor to do life with you, to grow with you. I can say over the years that there has been way more good than bad.
Absolutely.
And nothing's perfect. But I can genuinely say that she really is a diamond. She's a gem.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here today.
I'm all choked up now. No, don't know how we're gonna get through this interview. I love you.
I love you. It's truly an honor to have you as well. This podcast was designed to talk through leadership conversations and problem solving. We care about people. It's people then project. So I would say let's just dive in. So to that end, and with your permission, let's begin and let's build. Babe, I love this idea around this study that I stumbled on. And as a kid growing up in nursery school and Sunday school.
Come on, somebody.
Early in the morning.
Yes.
Okay, we didn't have an option. Kids these days have options. We didn't have an option. We were in church. Ours was like 7:30.
7 to about 10 at night.
Dang, Sunday school was what?
7 a.m. to about 10 at night.
You were at church at 7 to 10? Those scared of people, baby. 10 o'clock?
It depends on what was going on.
You got a little break in between, and you have to come the fish fry, and then you
go
came
get your
back.
fish dinner. You come back. Absolutely. There are millions of people who can totally relate.
Okay.
Yeah. I say, as I got older, I think we probably got out. It was probably a 12-hour situation every Sunday. So 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for sure.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
And what I learned was Jesus wept was the shortest Bible verse.
That's what they taught us.
What's the shortest Bible verse? Jesus wept. Babe, I was doing the study and I found out in discovery mode that it's not the shortest Bible verse in the Bible. In its original text, it's Jesus shed tears. It just changes everything from the expression standpoint, the narrative outlay. Weeping is uncontrollably crying.
Wow.
But if Jesus shed tears, then that means he had emotional stability in the moment. He had empathy, but he had emotional stability.
That changes everything.
It changes everything. Babe, the shortest Bible verse in the Bible is in 1 Thessalonians 5.
Really?
It's rejoice always.
So Jesus shed tears. Rejoice. Oh, I got you. It's an extra word in there now.
It's an extra word. Even in its original text, it's more words.
Okay.
So in that emotional stability outlay, it says that you can produce under pressure. You can have a human experience.
Wow.
You can have empathy, but you can still produce.
Wow.
In the midst of pressure. Where were you at? Lazarus has been
dead.
If you were here.
Yeah. She's just all tore up and messed up over here.
and we teach, she was just so undone. This study has messed me up.
Yeah, it changes the narrative totally.
It changes the entire depiction and display of Jesus in work mode.
I love this.
You can have empathy and still have emotional stability. That's how you produce under pressure.
Wow.
You can have tears coming down your eyes, but in a controlled state or in a controlled state of mind. Yes, this hurts, but at the same time, it can't outweigh the opportunity for me to produce at
Mm.
optimum levels.
Mm-hmm.
So if the goal is growth and I still have to produce under pressure, silencing that forceful nature of people or that inner talk that says you need to weep and turning that into so I can share tears, which means this is a controlled situation
Mm-hmm.
versus collapsing because of the pressure to produce. So if the shortest Bible verse is not Jesus wept,
Mm-hmm.
but rejoice always, how do we apply that to our everyday lives and in leadership roles or in a role of being led by someone and still producing under pressure?
Yeah. It's an interesting thought because you can be in a dynamic of a tyrannical leader who feels no emotion and kind of just push through, and they don't want to see any signs of emotion on you. So, the healthy version of being mentally or emotionally resilient is it's not the absence of emotions. It's just not being led by your emotions,
It's
right?
good. It's really good.
But here we see Jesus is actually in touch with his emotions. He's just not being led by them. So, like he said, he was there to serve everyone else in spite of how he felt or what he was dealing with on the inside because he lost his friend.
So, in those moments when you're in a tempest like or tyrannical scenario of a teacher or in the midst of someone who has a demonstrative disposition in their outlay
Mm-hmm.
or their style of leading.
So here's my question to that, because nothing ever seems to just be black and white. There's also nuance to dealing with a tyrannical or demonstrative leader. So let's say you wanted to go in and establish boundaries, right? What works for one doesn't work for the other. So how do you kind of navigate or feel your way through that so that you stay healthy?
Man, there's so many different variables. So if you're in a tempest like or tyrannical teacher setup
Mm-hmm.
from your leader, there's nuance. There's variables. I see this case by case, but I can give you an example.
Okay.
So this one leader came to me and says, I am now prioritizing my life. And that's what I told our leader. I said, I'm listening. I'm putting me first. I'm putting my family first. And that's what I communicated. I'm setting healthy boundaries. And I'm taking this day off. And I, very verbose, very much set up like a retort versus just like a ready response of how he should just operate. So I listened to him for about 20 minutes. And then in response, I told him my schedule.
Okay.
And my schedule actually looks like what he is trying to produce. Or my schedule actually looks like what he's trying to now accomplish. But I told him I never had to say it. When you have to go into, you're going to respect me and you're going to, depending on the situation, you actually lose respect when you do that.
Wow.
You're showing your hand. Like you lose power, you lose leverage in the conversation if your octave levels are, redlining.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that you don't stay strong. And there are times when you have to communicate to defend or protect yourself. But in most cases, when you want continuity and community and an understanding on both sides, this is what I told him. I said, exactly what you're looking for, I already do.
Wow.
But what I do is I produce, but even in my absence, I still have a presence because I produce. I empower people.
I love that.
I'm not running around trying to be everybody. I'm trying to build people. If I build them while I'm in the building, when I leave the building, they're still operating from what has been built. And now I can actually sit down and breathe and introduce this new level of awareness that you have about how you would like to set up your family schedule and your weekly and monthly and annual habits when it comes to being here.
Yeah.
It's already established just based on me producing and me producing when I'm not present. You don't necessarily have to say, this is what I'm doing now, and I'm going to. I said, I just value myself. I don't have to tell people I'm going to value me. No,
Yeah.
no, I just
I just
value
value
myself.
myself.
I said, once you do it, it speaks for you. Like, once you decide to value yourself and set yourself up in a way where you've really invested and you really have empowered people to the place where you don't have to be in the place. And now you're operating and you're functioning while you're not even there.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that you don't answer calls when necessary or you're not in touch or you don't know what's going on. But everything that you're saying to me right now, I'm already doing. And I've never had that conversation with our leader. I've never had to tell our leader, I'm going to value me from now on. I'm putting my family first. I didn't have to go down the list because I created that list at a starting point.
Mm.
So for me, it really is case by case. It depends on what you're bringing. It depends on what has been said. I'm an honor guy.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Honor matters when it's hard. It's easy to honor when you're set up in an ideal scenario, but honor really kicks in when it's hard. So how do I keep my cool
Mhm.
and communicate effectively so there's clarity, not contention? I'm really trying to communicate effectively so that there is clarity on both sides
Yeah.
while honor is still intact, not contention, not a cantankerous environment, not retorts that emphasizes my feelings.
Mhm.
Because if this leader is set up where he doesn't feel the impact or doesn't have empathy on my weekly, monthly, and annual schedule, then using that may not be beneficial. So now you're working with tools on the
Wow.
wrong job site.
Wow. Yeah. Because he's probably just results driven.
If he's results driven and I'm trying to drive it home, I'm trying to drive home
Right.
and stay there more than I do. His receptivity or his comprehension is not going to register it the same. Know those that labor among you. It didn't say know those that labor above you, below you, beside you. It says know those who labor among you. That's the entire scope of what you're doing.
Wow.
I'm trying to understand personalities. I'm trying to understand attributes. I'm trying to understand responses. I'm trying to understand that inkling or that instinct nature that tells me on the inside, hey, I heard that, but what's behind it? So why would I bring something to the table or at the conversation that will harm me and not help me?
Wow.
And now I become a target because I've just stood up to a tyrannical teacher.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like emotional intelligence 2.0. This is wisdom in effect, because not only do you have emotional intelligence about who's around you, their personalities, which is the best route in communicating with them. This is also how you're able to make decisions in a split second or in a healthy time frame for your team, because you can see who's who and you can adjust accordingly based off of the situation.
Assertiveness, not aggression.
Wow. I love that. That is extremely helpful.
If the goal is to produce
Yes.
and to make sure that people are getting out of the state of potential and they're being actualized and activated in purpose, if that's the goal, how can I produce in such a way under pressure where if I'm not present, if that same level of pressure gets carried over to the individual in place, how can they operate and function in the pressure in my absence? I'm trying to help people process and progress. So if you're processing this pressure as not trying to take you out, but to take you up, it's tear up, TIER, not tear up, TEAR. I'm trying to help you tear up. But if you do tear up,
Yeah.
just shed.
Just shed
I'm
a
trying to
tear.
shed
Don't
light on
weep.
shed. Oh, this is good. I am trying to shed light on shed and not weep.